Yes, it's perfect.
Perfect. Good. All right. First, thanks a lot for being here. And Q&A session, we have moved to Sunday. I believe it's going to help some of us. I'll give a minute as people get in here. The main purpose of doing this is to make sure you get a time to analyze all the questions. Can I assume that some of you here analyzed the questions already? You did it? You picked up some questions to discuss today as well?
Yes, I mean, all the questions I could say, like
Okay.
which
Because some of
correct.
yeah. Okay. Okay. Good enough. What I'll do is I'll just set up some basic stuff on the audio here. Okay, good. Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning for the people here. This is a QA session which we conduct every weekend. Why we do every weekend? Because we want to see how things are progressing on your preparation. It could be on your weekly test, or it could be on your full exams, what you take, or it could be on the WhatsApp questions. The primary purpose of this call is to look out how we are answering certain questions, because in a PMI Institute, these questions are a little tricky enough in a sense, even though we know the subject, there is a way for reading the question. There is a way for looking at the answers. There's a way of using elimination technique. The purpose of this calls and discussion every week is to see how we are improving. Every week we do this. The reason is there are people who prepared well and they're close to the exam. Some of them going to be in the May month write the exam. Some will write in the month of June. So we want to see how you are towards your main exam. Is there any tips which can help you? Could be like how to read a specific question, how to exactly see the keyword in the question. Small tips which will help a person to really understand a question properly. This is the primary reason of this session. On top of that, there are some people who are very close to the exam. They may need some tips of what topic to read or specifically focus on which area, right? Those two areas we'll target in these classes. Once again, thanks for people who joined here. As we communicated, this session is going to be on Sunday. The primary reason for giving in Sunday, repeating again, expecting you Monday till Saturday have questions discussed. On top of that, you have Saturday, we have a 40 questions exam happening every week. Expect you all to take that exam and take a time to see all this question, get some understanding, and then bring those questions for discussion. That's the reason we're giving some time for you to prepare. Because there are people saying that after the exam, immediately if you start Q&A, I'm not getting time to see which question, I'm not getting what to ask. If you give me some time, I note it down, I'll come back on Sunday and then I'll talk a little more on the question. So based on this request, we are getting into Sunday now. Okay. On the chat box, okay, nice. Let's get on. Anyone here getting to exam in the next few days or few weeks of time?
Yes, Sriram, myself. I'm having exam on May 18th.
Okay, nice to know.
On Thursday.
Okay. Thursday.
Yes, I'm also planning, Sriram, to take it.
Okay, first let's listen to the person who said close to the exam. Who was that?
Geeta.
Geeta. So Geeta, have you done with the 5 full exams so far?
Yes, Sriram. I did 5 exams completed.
Nice to know. So how is your confidence level with the exams right now?
Last month I was cool and I was good in a confidence level, but now really I'm in much tensed. When nearing
Because
the exam, I'm shivering.
Okay. Is it because of the last exam score?
Yes.
Okay, I saw that. After the 4th exam, I assume you took time to analyze the questions carefully.
Yeah, it took a lot of time. I mean, it is not for analyzing the question. My office work and tension took more time.
There's it. I remember your scores was good on the fourth exam. You were
Yes.
in, and the fifth exam there was a slight drop. Is this
Yeah.
a drop because of the parameters like you did the exam late hours or you're tired? Is this the
Mm,
reason or questions were crazy?
Questions are a little bit tough. It is very lengthy. All the questions and even the choices also it is lengthy. And
Ah,
I got more questions from risk management.
okay, that is a tricky area.
Uh,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, I understand. That's tricky. Okay. Now after taking this exam, I remember you took this exam on yesterday. You took this exam, right? Yes,
Yes, Sriram.
yes, you
Yes.
did.
Yeah, yesterday. Correct.
After that, were you able to see in risk management which area you have to tune? Are you able to spend some time reading that?
Yeah, I analyze while analyzing the questions, I read the risk management, what is there, and
Okay. Okay. For your happiness, I'll tell you that a person once crossed a 65 or a 68 or some range there, they are good to clear the main exam, which means you already in the range of clearing the exam. So you may not need to really pressurize yourself because I have people who scored 50, 55, and then scale up close to 63, 65, then they clear the main exam, which means you understood the rhythm of the exam. It's a matter of maybe 10 or 15 questions where you struggled to pull the score down.
okay.
I, I remember you mentioned that only when you get 70% above, you will feel happy. Is it so?
Yes, exactly.
Maybe we are grown up in school days like that. Your mom said it to you, isn't it?
That is just for my comfort level. I thought, okay, the probability of the success would be good if I be in the 70 range.
Yeah. That's a belief. In ShriLearning, we kept as a 70 plus as a good score. But one thing we understood in this PMP exam in the last few years is it is score is one portion of it. The rest is about your confidence and mindset in the exam hall. When you go to exam hall, when you sit for these three segments of 60, 60, and 60, every 60 question you consider as one sprint in the Scrum methodology. So every time when you do, you give utmost focus for only the 60 questions. You don't think for the whole exam. You think this 60, let me give full attention to it. Let me bring up my experience in my corporate life. Let me bring my learning in the classes. Let me bring my learning from the books. Let me bring my learning when I did the exam and the gap analysis. When you put all these things in the exam hall, it is called as a subconscious mind. While you drive a car, while you cook, while you cut the fruits, I've seen my mom cutting the fruits with the knife, check, 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 check. How you do it? It happens with subconscious mind. She's not scared of the knife now because it's so faster, it's in the subconscious mind. By practicing with the ShriLearning for the last 1.5 months, what happened is like how mom cuts with the knife very faster, your brain has been into subconscious mind. And when you go to exam hall, you will focus at 60 questions and your subconscious mind starts working. But only
Okay.
thing request here is in the exam hall, you should not think, will I? That's not the question at all. It is, I am PMP. That's it. No doubt on it. But only thing here is I have to stay focused for the 60 questions, next 60 questions, next 60 questions, right? To answer you, you are well set and ready for the examination. At the same time, next few days, I request you to take off from your work.
Yeah, I took leave on Tuesday, Wednesday. As such, Monday, there will not be much work. I can manage studying.
Hope your manager is not on the call today.
No. And so I have a full day time. I'm working after 4 o'clock in the evening only.
Understood.
Night shift is like this. So I can have a full day. So I
Okay.
will do it
Okay, nice.
Monday also.
Before I go to next person, Geeta, I will give you some bullet points I want you to work out. I'm not
Sure.
sure whether I've given you before, asking you to read some key points. Did I give you
Uh,
that?
yes, you shared me like to read the responsibility of a project manager, product owner, and ethics, PMI ethics.
Exactly.
PMI ethics, it is, I don't know, it is keep on repeating the same line under every topic. I go on mad while reading. I just went through as it is.
Okay, what are the ethics you learned? What are the keywords?
There are
Responsibility.
four things: honesty, some responsibility, Those things only I remember. The other two is there something.
What are the other two? Let's see others. Anyone remember here? What are the other two things?
Responsibility, respect, fairness, and honesty.
Honesty.
Fairness and honesty.
When we hear these words, it looks very common words for us. Only reason is we are not a native English people. When we are not a native English people, all the words look same for us. Responsibility, honesty, ethics, what the hell, man, all look same. But for that reason, they given some paragraph. But still the paragraph, when you read, you feel like, oh, they're saying the same story. But when you go to the question, there is a vendor. This vendor is requesting you to pay some money for this reason. Then only they'll get the approval. And your honesty and some ethical factor says you should not do that. Another question says that you are doing something in particular country in Europe or South Africa. The country culture is when somebody newly comes to their country, they give a gift and invite them, which is part of their culture. If you don't get the gift, they feel a little disappointed and they feel it's not good. Now, will you get the gift or you will say no for it? Now you will be, do I need to say yes or no for it? If I say yes, I'm getting bribe from these guys. If I say no, I'm hitting their culture. What to do here? For this reason, you have these ethics concepts to read. It is not because you read those paragraphs, you'll answer all the question correctly. It is an input for your own personality. Now you will digest this concepts, ethical behavior, and you think whether to do or not.
Yeah,
In
I
a-
came across like these questions, and somewhere it is answer is like you should not accept, and somewhere the answer is you should accept and inform to the management. So that
Yeah.
depends on the question again.
Exactly. And that's the reason I request to read those paragraphs, because you get at least a few number of questions directly on ethics.
Yeah.
Many questions on PMP exam indirectly on ethics. When I say indirectly on ethics, responsibility. As a manager, as a leader, I am responsible on my decisions. As a manager, as a leader, I should, I will, I must respect people around me. It could be at the peer level, it could be the upper level, it could be my team members. They respect. See, respecting is not others. First of all, I respect myself. How much I respect myself, how much I respect others. Now, this all the parameters comes in the ethics. That's one key bullet point I give for the people who go to the exam. Please read ethics, but not to just mug it up. Understand this ethics. Now, Geeta, if you remember, I gave one other point. Read the roles and responsibilities of project manager and product owner and team member. You remember that?
Yeah, yes, I did. Yeah.
Now imagine a person, let's take Geeta. Geeta is a PMP certified person, okay? By next week you are certified. A certified person, Geeta, goes to the office, sits in the interview or sits in a job, sits in the meeting. She has this ethical behavior with her about responsibility, respect, and honesty and fairness. On top of that, she's aware of her roles and responsibilities. When you club and merge these two things, you become a professional. That is why we call it as project management professional. A doctor is a profession, isn't it? A lawyer is a profession by the ethics if you follow. Okay, a doctor is, they have to put the hands on the, I forget the book name. They have to do that before they get the MBBS certificate. A lawyer has to do that, which means they obey that norms and conditions. That is how it is. So answer Geeta, please read those ethics. Please read the responsibilities. And I have mentioned the bullet points. Please do some random agile questions regularly before you go to exam.
Yes, Sriram, I started already. And one last, doubt from my side. It is just a curiosity I'm asking, maybe crazy also. The PMP exam questions, like the style of the questions is same as like what we are attending in ShriLearning, or
Yeah, that's a good question. You may not get exact copy of it because it's pretty hard to simulate PMI because they keep shuffling the question. But the pattern and model will look the same. In fact, you could have spoken to some people also, or you would have seen some success posters we post. Have you seen success posters? People tell
Yeah.
how it was. The reason for putting that is to give awareness for the people. Many people who went to the exam, more than 90%, has given a comment that main exam is at least 1 or 2 steps below than ShriLearning.
Okay. Yeah, you said, I heard many times. Yeah.
That is the reason I'm okay with the people when they say I'm between 60, 65, 59. I'm saying okay. If you would have with me with the 2 years back, I strictly restrict people don't go to exam if you don't even cross 68%. 68 is a minimum. You know what? Few years back, I would say if you don't touch 75, don't ever pay the exam fee. There's a dialogue from me. If you
Okay.
pay the exam fee, it's on your own risk. I would say, don't do this. I'll stop them. But same Sriram, now I'm saying that do that because one is our exam intensity level has gone high. Other one is PMI intensity level has come down a little bit. Both happened the last 2 years. We increase the intensity, they decrease the intensity. Why they decrease the intensity? The reason is they brought more agile questions. They pulled out a lot of scenario questions based on change management. They pulled out a lot of questions which is from procurement management. They pulled out a lot of questions from integration management. These are some of the crazy tough area. Even though you need to read 100 times, it's so hard to answer a question on change management. Very hard to answer a question on integration management. They pulled all these questions. Since they pulled all the questions, the intensity has come down a little bit. Meantime, ShriLearning increased the intensity the last 2 years. That's the reason, even if you get this course, what you have right now, Geeta, you are
Okay.
negotiable with the exam.
Okay, Sriram. Fine then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. Keep up the momentum, but
Sure.
keep me posted on what you're doing on a regular basis. So I know
Yeah.
where you're.
Yes, I'm planning on tomorrow. I can take one more full mark. After that, that's it. So I can analyze 2 days and then go for exam.
Perfectly good. Nice to know. All right. Thanks, Geeta. So people who have questions, please put your hands up so I know that you have a question. Please put an emoji there, call hands up. You can do that so I know you have a question. By the way, last 1 week, I have few bunch of people cleared PMP examination. A round of applause for the people. I believe you're all seeing a lot of success banners keep coming on. There are many people cleared the examination on PMP. We have something called PMI ACP, and that's also people cleared. We are doing a POPM, Product Owner and Product Manager Certification Scale Agile. There are also people cleared the examination. So bunch of people cleared the examination. Round of applause to them. And again, one batch is getting completed PMP by today. And these people all will start clearing end of May, beginning of June. In another 4 weeks, you will see PMP. There was a woman, she asked me after she cleared. Until she cleared, she was keep on questioning, will I pass the exam? Will I pass the exam? Will I pass the exam? The day she cleared, within 4 days, 5 days, she asked, is it PMP exam getting very easy? I said, what happened? I'm saying everyone is clearing the exam. I'm feeling a little bad. And then I had to tell her, until you clear the exam, you are questioning, will I, will I? The moment you clear the exam, now you are saying, others are clearing the exam, I feel bad. Like you have the hunger, someone also will have the hunger. So that's a leadership quality. We have to believe others also should grow. And then she said, okay, yeah, I feel it. So it's not about how many people clear the exam. It's not about how many people have the certificate. It's about how you perform. Your food is yours. Nobody can take your food. So only thing is, it's not about clearing the exam. It's about how quality of knowledge you have is very important. With this, we'll start. I have Sandra, Geeta, I have Mallikarjun, Lata, Ramaraju, Karthik. I should have 6 people. Shweta, 7 people have questions. Okay. With the 7 people, we'll start the Q&A. Start with the Sandra. Sandra, see if you have shared.
I will share my screen.
Okay. First of all, thanks for the people who joined on Sunday. Is Sunday comfortable for you, for most of us? Post-lunch, pre-lunch, giving some space.
It helps actually, Shri.
Sunday is good. Okay. We are going to watch this for next 3 weeks to see the Sunday how it goes because I want you to analyze the question, come with the right question to talk. For that reason, what you're doing on Sunday, I appreciate it.
Okay.
Let's go to Sandra. Sandra, question number 2 or 3?
3. So Shri, this was my second attempt in my full mock exam. And so I got 71, but there were some questions when I was analyzing that it still didn't make sense. So one of that question was this: 3 project teams are working on parts of a single project. The parts are highly dependent on each other. The leader of the team indicates that this might create conflicts when the outputs from the 3 teams are combined. What guidance should the project manager offer to the team lead? Now, the answer I went with was C, document conflicts as they occur and then take action to remedy any problems that arise. However, the correct answer that depicts here is identify potential conflicts and arrange a weekly joint meeting with the members of 3 teams. Until there, it sounded fine. It says identify and do the weekly joint meetings with the 3 members to monitor each other's work. So there I got a little confused. Who is going to monitor each other's work? Is it that the team members were going to monitor each other's work, or I as a project manager had to, monitor each person's work? So that's where then I chose C, since I thought I was not very confident with going with A, and hence I chose C. So my question is, will we be receiving like such close to close, like here if you see there's a thin line of difference between those 2 options that I might have chosen. So how do I still, narrow it down and still get the right answer if I get questions like this in the main exam?
Okay, that's a good question. Let me see, how can I see this? Let's imagine there is a company, Tata group of companies. In this group of company, there is some automobile segment. In automobile segment, there is A, B, and C. 3 teams are here. These 3 teams are working under a project manager. Maybe that's you. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the question is, the second sentence, the parts are highly dependent on each other because they have to work together. If they don't work together,
okay. I got it already. Okay.
You cannot deliver it. Okay.
Yeah.
The third sentence, the leader of the team. Okay. When I say leader of the team, you have 3 teams.
Yeah.
Now, the team means each team could have 1 leader, or maybe 1 leader with 3 teams, could be something like that. I see leader of a team. It's not a plural, it's a singular.
Yeah.
This might create a conflict. Now, it is not about only the parts are highly dependent. That's a keyword. There are some other keywords here.
Okay.
This guy, team A guy is asking, sir, something like this. I'm expecting a conflict.
Okay.
When their teams are combined. When I say conflict, not could be human conflict, could be a conflict of deliverables.
Yeah.
Conflict of component dependencies could happen. That is also conflict.
Okay.
The last sentence is, what guidance should you give? When you say guidance, always guidance is a forecasting.
Right. Okay.
If you see the answer C, document conflicts as they occur.
Yeah.
This is a reactive.
Yeah.
You should be proactive.
Yes.
Now, answer A is proactive. Identify the potential. Potential means forecasting.
Correct. Yes.
For a weekly joint meeting with
Yes.
the members of 3 teams, monitor each other's work, which could be, if a team has a 10 people, they can themselves identify and monitor one another.
Yeah.
Or if that company is following a hierarchy format, let the team leads monitor each other work. If still it is a more hierarchical format, you as a project manager can monitor the conflicts also.
Okay.
You can find 3 levels here. One is a team level, lead level, manager level, but this is all very proactive. In proactive, you are not going to be so pushing the people, but proactive is to see, am I in the right direction? Because second sentence says highly dependent. I'm taking an example of automobile. It could be anything. Right? So your question is how to see this exam. In see an exam, when you read a question like this, when what guidance you will give, guidance means keep in mind this is going to be more on proactive.
Yeah. Okay. I got it. That's the key word. All right.
It will be reactive also, but this is more on proactive.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense. Yes, Shri. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So for just that question, the other questions, I think I got about 50 wrong on, not 50, around 40 questions, but some places there was process gap. So I'm checking on that. Some questions were like this, where it was too, and in that time where the clock is ticking, you're in a hurry to answer. So I end up missing up on such key points on those words, keywords like guidance and things like that. Yeah.
Keep in mind that time management is important, but the time management should not turn into pressure.
Right. Yeah.
See, I remember you're doing the third full exam, right? For you?
No, this is the second full exam.
Second one. I remember the exam you scored really well.
First, I
And
got 63, and
yeah,
in the second, now I got 71.
it's a good start because first exam people don't really get there. It's a good score. What I would say is you are on a right shape right now.
Okay.
But time management, be a little careful. Don't
Hmm.
add a pressure doing this exam.
Hmm.
First questions, keep a clock or see our timer in ShriLearning. See
Okay.
between 80 to 90 minutes.
Okay.
That's a range. When you
Right.
do it's the same range, first slot, if you do it properly, rest two will automatically work.
Yeah. Okay.
First slot is very important slot, 80 to 90. Second slot will be between 70.
Okay.
Third slot again will go to 70.
70.
So you can see the clock, it will be minus detecting the number going down.
Yes.
So
Yes. Yes.
90
Yeah.
minutes, close it out. Wherever you are, close it. Say that fine, quick, check, close it out.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
We'll do that. Yes.
All right,
Okay.
good question.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Let's go to Geeta.
Yes, Sriram, I have a question. I already shared in WhatsApp to you.
How is it? Sorry if I missed it.
No problems.
Did I reply to there or I had to reply? I didn't reply.
Yes. Can you see my screen?
Yes, it's visible.
This is the question. You are the project manager for a company that produces mobile phone applications. Currently, the director of the consumer division is evaluating 2 projects. Funding exists for only 1 project. Project UV aims to produce a mobile phone application that sends alerts when the UV rays are at dangerous level, alerting user to stay indoors. This is the question. And then again, Project Fun aims to send alerts when it detects that users have not visited any destination outside of their usual routine. The director asks you to calculate the payback period and NPV for both projects. And here is what you derive. Project UV is the payback period is 12 months and the NPV is 100. And Project Fun, the payback period is 18 months and NPV is 250. Which project would you recommend to the director?
Very
So
good.
this is the answers. Project Fun, because the NPV is higher number than Project UV. Project UV because the NPV is negative, which is out of the question answer. Project Fun because the NPV is positive, and Project UV because the payback period is shorter than Project Fun. I chose A, option A, because usually we go for that less shorter payback period.
Very good. Yeah, very good. That's a good thought. Before you go to the answer, are you aware of NPV?
Yeah, net profit value.
Net present value.
Net present value. Sorry.
Present value is the value what you're going to get today. 5 years from now, you're going to get $1,000.
Okay.
The worth of $1,000 as per today value.
Okay.
If Reliance is going to invest into Reliance Jio, $10,000, they want to know $10,000. They're going to get $10,000. They invest, they'll get $20,000. Okay, but the guy says that, sir, actually, if you put $10,000 now, 5 years from now, it will become $20,000. Ambani will question back. 5 years from now, you're saying $20,000. What is the value of $20,000 as per today? That's a question. Because Ambani cannot go 5 years from now and see what's the value. He wants to see today what's the value of it. So net present value is today. Okay, that's the meaning of NPV, net present value. In this net present value, we look out which is giving a higher net present value. Right? If Ambani want to invest in, he can invest in Jio, or can invest in Reliance Textile, wherever he wants to invest. But he want to know where the highest NPV. I completely agree with you on a payback period. It's amazing, good time. But payback period is one of the added parameter. On top of that, I want the money where it comes more for me. By the way, are you seeing the bracket for 100?
Yeah.
Whenever you see a bracket in a math, which means it's a minus value.
Okay.
Okay, that at least in business, business terms, when that is in American model business terms, when you put a bracket, which means you are in a minus, not performing a negative value.
Okay. Okay, so, then obviously the answer come if it gives a negative value, we should not go for that, right? And I remember many places we chose whichever is lesser payback period. That is the right answer. Many questions.
That's good. Payback period is good, but more than payback period, NPV stands as stronger.
Okay.
So
that means we have to first check the NPV and then payback period.
Exactly. This you will read in chapter every chapter one.
Framework.
Framework, right? In
Yeah.
framework chapter, there will be a lot of calculations. I would say don't strain on calculations, but read the paragraph. What is NPV? Why NPV is high priority in project selection? Read that. Payback period is good, but payback period is only addition. But main point is NPV.
Yeah, this bracket thing is the new information you gave. So obviously the answer is known.
They use it in business. That they put a bracket means it's negative.
Okay, Sriram. Yeah.
All right, nice.
Thanks.
I missed your chat message. I don't know. I missed your WhatsApp.
Yeah, no problem. You didn't miss it. Actually, you said we'll read. That means I understood. We can read it in this question and answer session now.
Okay, good. Thanks, Geeta. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's jump to Mallikarjun.
Oh, hi, Shri. Today I have attempted a full mock.
Okay.
I have given the scores to you in the WhatsApp.
How is it?
Last time it was 50%. Now it is just 2% increment.
Oh,
2% only. Yeah.
Did today morning I messaged you back?
Yeah. In the afternoon only I gave the message. It's just 2 o'clock.
All right.
Yeah.
When is the main exam targeted?
I am planning by end of this month. I have not booked the exam, but I am planning either go by exam center based or at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is your ask now?
Means why the scores are even not improving? That's my question.
That's $1 million question for many.
$1 million question to me. Yeah.
Okay, let's answer this now.
Yes,
first, how is your time management?
Now I'm meeting exactly 180 means for 230 minutes.
Which means you took the 20 minutes break.
Yes, yeah. I took the break.
You took the break. Okay, nice.
Yeah.
After 60 questions, how was your answering ability? Are you in focus?
It depends on question, Shriram. So mainly today I have analyzed mainly on integration chapter. I'm losing the marks. There are at least 550 questions are getting. So I could able to answer only 20-25 questions correct.
Why I asked that question is, usually people are struggling between this 60 questions that do really well. After that, after 80 question comes in or 90 question comes in, they start losing the focus.
Mainly, I was losing the focus on after 120 question.
120
so last, yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
Imagine you lose focus for 20-30 questions continuously, and that shakes your confidence level.
Okay.
And further question also, if you focus, still you just click it, click.
Yeah.
Okay. That is the reason PMI gave 2 breaks. In the break, you literally walk out. You don't stay there. You walk out.
Yeah. Okay.
Drink something, eat something, and come back and do it. This is one strategy. Because taking break, because doing slow, not only improve the score. That's the only way. Other way is question reading ability. When you read a question, your mind is processing not in the way PMI says. It could be processing from your own office work or your way of knowledge. The book, what you read, you know, but the data is not processed. The data is as it is in the file. You are processing only your way. Conflict management, you process in your way. Risk management, you process in your way. Stakeholder management, you process in a way. That is not PMI want. PMI has something given in the book. This is how the conflict management should be understood. But that gap is there, then that's called knowledge gap.
Okay.
This is why I expect people to analyze the question, 180 question. When you analyze, you see the time management. Okay, nice. Apart from time management, knowledge gap. Many questions you would have answered by your own knowledge, not utilizing what you learned in the class or not utilizing what you read in the book. Those gaps, you have to note it down in conflict management, in risk management. You have to write down in the paper. After the exam gets over, take a half a day break or something, relax. Then you start reading those topics. Now you go to third exam. Your score definitely will go a little high. There is no excuse at all. The reason is you understood the time management. You understood the knowledge gap. I read it, but I didn't use it. Isn't it? I read
Yes.
it, but I didn't use it. How many of us read a road sign, but we don't use it? We take a right turn there. No right turn, we turn. An accident happens, we start fighting. There is a sign, don't turn, but we turn. So which means content is there, but our brain is not processing it. We have to see where it is. If you can do that, stores are going on. Shri, you said easily, man. Easy to say, hard to do. I agree with you. Easy to say, hard to do. If not, everyone would have done it, right? It's special for you. So you have to spend time.
So do I need to go through the chapter-wise reading again? Not required.
I would not recommend that because you already started taking full exams. No need to go chapter. I would say 180 questions. Take time 2 to 3 days to analyze the whole question paper.
Okay.
While analyzing itself, each question you have to read the justification why A is the right answer, why B not the right answer. That each question analysis will take 15 minutes. Worth investing the time. There is no point in reading the book 100 times. It's worth reading the question and its justification. That's called gap analysis. There they will tell go and read in PMP 6th edition, go and read in the Agile Practice Guide. You will go to PMP 6th edition, or you know this topic is in Rita already. You will open the Rita. 6th edition is just a reference. Same topic in Rita also. You will open the book Rita, you will see the same content. You will just read it. So that kind of reading you have to do. But it is a painful process, worth the investment of time. Yep. Got it.
Yeah. Got it.
But don't get disappointed. Your scores are in a moderate range. There is a high room of improving.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
I will try after 1 week or 1 more week.
You give some time and do it. If you don't do the exam, I would say don't book it now.
Okay.
And let us watch for another 1 more exam after what I said.
Okay.
And then I'll let you know to book the exam.
Sure. Thank you so
Which
much.
time zone you are?
IST. I'm in Bangalore.
Oh, very good. Let's work out. Keep. I know I saw your messages. Keep me posted on your progress.
Sure. Okay. Thank you.
All right. I'm going to Ram Raju. One request to the people who have question. Possible you can come on the cam so I know whom I'm talking. Ram Raju. Hey, good to see you. It gives me I'm talking to some human being more than AI. Okay, Ram Raju, please go ahead. You are in mute.
Sorry, I have some general question. I attempted 3 full marks actually.
Okay.
Actually, first 2 marks I tried to ensure like whether I can sit for 4 hours or not. But yesterday I took a full mark again. I got 63.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, but still like I haven't completed Rita. I think process and domain chapter I have to study well. Generally, what I observed in last 3 marks, first 60 questions I am taking. I mean, I'm not sure like whether I'm confusing or there is some big gap. I am flagging like most of the question for review.
Okay.
But after 60, I think I'm going pretty well. But first 60 questions, I'm feeling that difficulty.
Okay.
So what actually I planned for 23 or 25th as my exam date. Not yet booked, but still what I am thinking next couple of days, I wanted to go through the books again instead of trying for any full mark.
Are you in chat with me in the WhatsApp?
No, I haven't pinged. I thought of ping you tomorrow because I'm going through the full mark review.
Okay. Yeah, good. Share me the scores. Later, I'll also see that. But the moment you start crossing 60, 63, which means your progress is good. You're in the right direction. I'm happy to know that you're spending good time in the exam question paper. But are you using full time of the exam or you're completing a little faster?
10-15 minutes maximum. Just before the time, I'm 10-15 minutes. I'm closing that.
That's decent, right? You have a review, still you have 10 minutes extra, which means you're doing faster. Your reading ability is good. So there is no problem on that area. Reviews, yeah, it is very human tendency that you want to make all the answers correct. So you try to do that. But one thing to you and everyone here, don't expect you will be super correct on all the questions. Don't try to compete with the PMI Institute. Don't do that. You know that certain questions you cannot answer. That's not yours.
Okay.
Sometimes your spouse will ask some question you can't answer in your life. You have to leave that question. You're okay. Thanks a lot. You have to move away. If you try to answer all the questions with your spouse, you won't go home. You won't stay a good life, right? Sometimes you have to leave it. PMI Institute is like sometimes spouse or men or women. A question you can't answer. Now, what you have to do is those questions you have to read. Read
Okay.
second time. Even second time, your brain cannot process it. That is not your question.
Okay.
Okay to mark A, B, C, some answer which your instinct says this could be an answer. Mark it. Don't put a review. Move forward.
Okay.
Don't come back at all. Because when you put more reviews, back of your mind, you have that feel, I have to do this. I have to do this. That will keep on pushing you.
Yes.
That's an unwanted mind of debt. If you get a loan from the bank, always EMI is there, EMI is there. Having more reviews is like paying EMI. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have 3, 4 for 60 questions, not more than that.
Okay.
3, 4, not more than that. I have some people who don't mark any review, straightforward. What they know, they know. If they don't know, they don't know. That's it. They keep going. But 3, 4 having review is a decent time. Because if you say, I gave Sandra was asking, right, saying that 80 to 90 minutes for first 60 questions, because first 60 is a more shaking time. You'll be so much scared of writing exam, it takes more time. And there you have 3, 4 questions. Before you come to 60 questions and close it, you will do 3, 4 questions review, then you move forward. If you have 20 questions to review, that 80 minutes will turn into 110 minutes, which means you're eating the time of next slot.
Yes.
When you come to next slot, you can't put for review. Even a general question, you will have a pressure to read.
Yes.
So better idea here is have 3, 4 questions per 60, complete it and move forward. Okay.
Another 2 challenges I'm facing is when it comes to multiple choices, we have to select 2 answers, 3 answers we have to select.
Yep.
At that time, 2 answers I'm selecting rightly, third one I'm selecting wrong one. That is one I'm facing. And another one, for a few of the questions, when I review the failed questions, I could able to come down, filter 2 wrong answers rightly. Remaining 2 answers, I am having doubt, I'm selecting the wrong one only again. So that area, I think I need to improve. Sorry, I will share my screen. I have one question, exam related question actually.
Sure, please bring it up.
Yeah. So yesterday you told me to bring it up again.
Okay, nice.
Before going to that, here today's, this 40 mark, I have one question. I didn't get any clarity after reviewing this also. Question is, which is an example of positive schedule variance?
Nice.
When I'm attempting that, I thought it is a right one. But later again, I'm getting a bit confused. But here answer is they mentioned the ratio of work completed to work planned. Generally, if you see schedule variance formula, it is EV minus PV. It is not a ratio. But here answer, it was mentioned the ratio of work. Actually, I have eliminated first 2 answers by seeing ratio.
Okay. Are you part of the current batch, Raju?
Yes.
Okay. Yesterday we discussed something on EVM. You would have been part of the class.
Yeah, that is a different question actually. This one, today I attempted the 40 mark question.
Yes. Yeah, wait. I'll come at this one.
Yeah.
In yesterday class, do you remember we learned something called SPI, Schedule Performance Index? You remember that?
Yes.
So what was there I was explaining? 1:1 ratio. Remember that?
Yeah. I understood.
Okay. Now, when I say 1:1 ratio, what was the situation I'm explaining there? If you remember anything, you talk there.
$1 we are spending.
Yeah.
How many dollars we are getting?
Getting back. So which means it's a ratio.
Yes.
The question, what is an example of positive schedule variance? When I say positive schedule variance, I was giving some example like this. When I give 40 packages for a team to complete.
Okay.
Did 40. If they did 40, 40 is to 40, it's good. It's 0, which means they complete 40 packages, 40 packages. If I expect a team to do 40 packages and they did a 42 work packages, it's not 0, 1 is to 1. It is 1 is to 1.2,
Okay.
which means it's above 0. You agree on that point?
Yes, I understand.
Anything above 0 or anything above the point of not falling below, which means behind schedule, which means we are ahead of schedule or on time. Two things are good. So in the whole set of answers, you can see the first answer, the ratio of work completed to work planned is greater than 1, which means 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, which means more work packages are completed, which means the team is completing better than what is given to them, which is a positive ratio. That's what I think they are telling you.
Okay. Actually, I was confused. Schedule variance, and I'm looking at SPI is a different. Where I have
schedule variance, you can see by two things. One is SV, that is what you saw the formula, what you showed me the formula, schedule variance.
Yeah.
Also, you can see by ratio. That is what we learned in yesterday class. We learned SPI stands for Schedule Performance Index. Index also shows you what has been given, what has been completed.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a ratio, 1 is to 1.
Okay.
All right.
I'll go to the yesterday's question.
Yeah, expected monitor value.
Yes.
Okay, I think then you got the right answer. Maybe it will be an education for everyone here if you want to explain.
Yes.
Yeah, you can explain what you learned here. Let people also get out of it.
Okay. So question scenario they have given to company to improve company's financial results. They created 2 strategies, and we have to find out which one is giving better EMV. So in one scenario, I mean one strategy A, we have 3 scenarios with 25%, 50%, and again 25%. For respectively, they have given the values also. In the second strategy, they have given directly the EMV of the number of scenarios from that strategy. So how I calculated, I have used the concept of a decision tree. So in each scenario, I have calculated what is the value we will get
out of it. So before you go, Venkat, decision tree. Have you read something about decision tree?
Yes. I read a few things.
In which places we use decision tree in project management?
Risk, when you're analyzing any risk as well.
Risk analysis.
Risk analysis. Sandra, that's a good point. Sandra, you think this also can be used for choosing any specific initiative? Can I fund the money? Can I fund the money here?
Yes, definitely.
Both can happen there. Okay. Thanks, Sandra. Please go ahead, Venkat.
Yeah. So formula I have used is P and I. This EMV formula. Money plus risk percentage, 25%. Okay. So how I calculate 25% of $160, $40 is the value. 50% into $120, it will be 60. And third scenario, 25% into minus $20. So I'm getting here 40 plus 60, 100. Here I will get minus 5, which means $95 overall EMV from the strategy A.
Yeah.
In the other strategy B, they have directly given the EMV value. So in strategy A, we are getting $95. From strategy B, we are getting $75. So we have to choose strategy A.
Yeah. So you mean in a company, when they want to do this risk handling, they look out for these 2 strategies. They can apply this formula, and they can get the best out of it. They can go for it. That's a plan here, right?
Yes.
Okay. Nice. Good. Thanks, Venkat, for explaining. Because Venkat discussed this yesterday, I thought of sharing with everyone if somebody can catch up. All right. Thanks, Venkat.
Yeah. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Let's jump to Karthik. Hey, Karthik.
Hi, sure.
Are we going to see the Karthik? The name Karthik?
Yeah, actually my camera is not working.
Just pushing up. Okay, go ahead. Communication. What do you have?
Yeah. So communication, the seventh question actually. Changes to some project deliverables have been documented in project management plan. These changes, along with other project information, have been distributed according to the communication management plan. One stakeholder expressed surprise to the project manager upon hearing of a documented change to a project deliverable. All stakeholders received the communication providing the notification of the change. What should the project manager do? What I selected was determine why stakeholder did not receive the information and let him know when it was published. So that was the option I selected. But answer was review the communication management plan and make revisions if necessary.
Okay. So the answer is determine why the stakeholder did not receive the information.
And let him know when it was published.
Okay. So the problem statement is what is the overall problem there? Because somebody is not received it. That's a problem.
Correct.
Okay.
One stakeholder means he is surprised project manager upon hearing of a documented change to.
Yeah, when I read the second sentence, these changes along with the other project information have been distributed according to the communication management plan. When I say communication management plan, this plan was drafted based on stakeholders' interest. Is that correct? We had a conversation with a set of stakeholders, and whatever they asked, they requested, that is part of communication management plan. Communication management plan says whom to talk, what to talk, when to talk, and what format to share, all is there. On top of that, there is a X person. John says, John is maybe a vendor, John is the internal supplier, John is a quality department. John is expressing, hey, what's this, man? I'm not hearing anything. Upon hearing of a documented change to a project deliverable, this guy is surprised. Now, all the stakeholders received the communication providing notification changes. Now they say all stakeholders received. Do you see some confusion here? Because as per communication management plan only, we are sharing the information. And they are using the word in the last sentence, all stakeholders receive the communication.
Yeah.
Where is the gap? Now you are saying determine why the stakeholder did not receive the information and let him know what it was published. Determining why stakeholder did not receive is a good part, and let him know what it was published. Okay. Okay, let's see the other answer. Other answer is review the communication management plan and make revisions if necessary. Okay. Do you see C and A can go together like a superset and subset?
Yeah, correct. It can go together.
Possible. But determine why stakeholder did not receive the information is fine. But what if not only these people, many people did not receive? Could be our plan has not done well. Do we need to review the plan to see is there any gaps there? And then that will help me to draft it in a very formal way. Of course, determining why can help. But beyond that, if I go by a formal structure, I can even have a relook at my communication plan. Maybe I don't even want this stakeholder to be involved to communicate. See, this guy says I'm expressing surprise, that's fine. But what if that stakeholder is not part of this conversation at all? I can review my communication plan and come back and tell, I'm happy that you're telling you're unhappy, but you're not part of the communication. I don't think you have to receive anything right now at this point of deliverable. Maybe. Without checking the plan, if you go and talk to him, and he or she going to tell the disappointment, and he will tell, okay, let me give you the information. But what if that person no need to receive the information? Or what if the communication should be in this format? So going and checking the plan can give a little more authentic information. On subset of that, yeah, A will work. That's a feel I'm getting out of this answer.
Okay, but justification what they are going to give is the question states that all stakeholders received the information. So the issue is not that this stakeholder did not receive it. The problem presented here illustrates that there is something missing in the communication management plan. The best answer is to review the communication management plan in order to present a future problem and to find any instances of similar problems.
Getting the point what we discussed here, no, be the same answer, justification. I believe it is looking at that point. The question states all stakeholder received. In your communication plan, all stakeholder. If this guy comes and says, I didn't receive, maybe he's not part of that all stakeholder. That is what you are going to review your plan. What if he is not part of the all stakeholder who has to get this info? What if the stakeholder itself not properly understood? That's why you're coming to the plan.
Okay.
Let's mapping with the point what we discussed now.
Okay.
We don't know who she or he is. What if that person is not included purposefully?
Okay.
Right? There is a purpose there. This guy says, hey, I didn't receive. But the plan says this person should not receive right now. So because they come and ask you doesn't mean you have to give them immediately. You should know what it is. So you have to check those points also. That is also the reason they're telling that when they say all received, then why this guy? We check it out.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's a good one. Thanks, Karthik. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Let's get to Shweta.
Good evening. Let me share my screen.
I can see the person who's asking the question.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my question is from the full mock last week that I took. So
Okay.
the question number 15, my screen is visible, right?
Yes, visible.
Yeah, let me read the question. You're in charge of New York's new bridge construction project. One of the subject matter experts informs you that during next July, the construction work of the bridge will need to stop on account of past history of flooding of the river. You agree with the expert and stop the work. This is accept, transfer, mitigate, avoid. I opted for avoid because I'm stopping the work as there is a risk of flooding. So I thought it should be avoid rather than accepting. If I still move ahead, even though there is a risk of flooding, then I consider that as an accept. So I was a little bit confused and wanted to get the clarification from your end.
That's a good one. Have you read this risk chapter, this strategy related in the books of Rita somewhere?
I'm yet to cover that, but I have gone through the class and I remember what we have covered in the class.
Yeah, there is something called active acceptance, passive acceptance.
Yes.
Right. Anyone here who read that topic? Active acceptance, passive acceptance. Are you aware of this topic? No.
Yes. I've gone through this topic. Active and
when you say passive, Dinesh, do we take any action or we don't take any action?
No, just keep it on the watch list and monitor the risk. Our active risks we generally consider in terms of cost or schedule, but passive risk, no actions from us. Just keep monitoring.
Okay. So now let us put us in this spot. There is a flooding going to happen now. You agree with an expert and stop the work. So what we're doing here?
We accept the risk. Yeah, that's right.
We're active, passive, or what we're doing?
Active risk.
Active. So which means we take some action here. We're accepting that we're taking some action.
Yes.
Now, little tricky here, right? Shweta is asking, by stopping here, I'm avoiding that trigger happening. How do you see that? Just a thought with you.
No, but avoid means they can go for some alternative, right? They may not follow the rule. They will go for some other rule. So that is an avoid.
No, I think when you're avoiding something, you completely ignore. There is absolutely no action taken. So that's where. So anywhere in a sentence where you're seeing that there's absolutely no action, that means that the person has avoided that completely.
Sandra, let me put
this
way. When you say avoid, you write a strategy to avoid that risk getting triggered. An example, like this. There is a new deliverable we have to do in the month of July. And there is a high risk of a couple of employees resigning. They're not available when this deliverable is going to happen. It's a risk. For this risk, what strategy you would write? You imagine you want to do avoid here. You
Have a
avoid,
third party
could be,
people.
or you onboard new people 2 months ahead of time and train them so that you avoid that trigger of that failure happening. So avoid is a strategy to say that there is a risk will not happen. In the sense, you stop that trigger itself. You avoid it. You prepare multiple mock exams for PMP exam because you have an avoid strategy not to fail in the exam.
Yeah.
In the sense, you are not allowing that trigger to happen. Now here, okay, so Sandra, I hope you align with that when you say avoid as a strategy.
Yes, yes.
Avoid is a strategy. Okay, by the way, keep
It
in mind.
definitely is, but what I was trying to look at is in the sentence where that person, as a project manager, you are not. So when you're mitigating a risk, you're looking at alternatives. When you're
Yep.
transferring a risk, you are still doing some action. But where there is no much like an alternate response or anything where you're implementing a risk response, so you're not doing any of that. So that is where avoid comes into picture. Here it depicts that I think the key word would be agree with the expert. So you are accepting.
Amazing. I see your point right now.
Yeah.
Now I see your point. What I explained is avoid strategy. Now I see your point that whenever you just agree, you are avoiding to take any action there. You just stop the work. That's it. Right?
Yeah.
You find any alternative things to solve the problem. Right? That's what even Dinesh was pointing. Okay. Shweta, listening to this triangle now, what we discussed, Dinesh, Sandra.
Yeah. Maybe can I give one more example, Sri? Something on avoid example.
Yeah, please.
Okay. If I decided to travel internationally and I don't have a driving license, so there's a risk in the event if I go and drive there. To avoid this risk, what I'll do, I'll hire a diver who has a permit, and then that's the risk we are accepting. That's a risk. There's a risk we are avoiding to hire the driver for my transportation. So could be a classic case for avoid and risk.
Shriram, could it be the transfer of risk, because that he driving for himself, he is appointing a driver. So will that be a transfer of risk?
Yeah.
Transfer, or you mean third party getting in, you don't want to carry the risk with you.
Yes.
Okay. See, there's all a silver line between each risk. You start putting sometimes they'll tell escalation looks closer to mitigation. It all looks closer. Anyway, thanks for all the examples. I appreciate it. But looking at this answer now, Shweta, when you see, we didn't write any strategy to totally avoid and take a reroute of something. What we did is we accepted. In acceptance, keep in mind we have a passive and active.
Yeah.
Here is an active acceptance. What if it is a passive acceptance? What we do passive acceptance? Anyone know that?
I think we just write down the risk and we keep on watch list.
Yeah.
We know, let it go on my head, let it happen. I used to talk about passive smokers. Have you seen passive smokers? They know smoking is so bad. Still, they are passive smokers. Their friend smokes, their senior manager smoke, they just stand in front of them. In your company, you would have seen some people as a passive smokers. They just be there. You know it's trouble, but still you're there. You just inhale all the stuff, which means you accept in a passive way. Passive smokers. All right, this is a good question. Thanks, Shweta, bringing up.
Thank you.
Let's go to Abhijit.
Yeah, hi Shriram.
We should have next 20 minutes to wrap it up. We have Abhijit, Dinesh, Yana, Bhaskar. We'll quickly go through. Yes,
Can you see my screen?
Loaded. Yes, visible.
Yeah. Question number 12, Shriram.
Yep.
Yeah, a customer is not satisfied with the delivered product, saying it was not what they expected. The project manager is surprised because the agile development team delivered the product several iterations early. What is the one way that the project manager could have avoided this result? A required team sign off for each of the changes to the requirements. B, set aside more resources for the product testing after making changes. C, ensured that the customer was aware of the value of demos and approval process for the deliverable. And D, ensured that the development team fully participated in the iteration review by explaining and answering questions. Now, here I felt that each team or else the team should have signed it off all the for each of the changes or as per the requirements. So it would have make ensured or else highlighted to the customer for whatever changes we the project is going through.
Right. Why change of the requirements? Is it to worry about the change discussed in the question? Because of the change, the customer is not happy, or deliverable itself not happy? What is the difference? You see that? You see anything?
The deliverable. No.
Then
There is nothing, but it could be one of the reason that customer is not happy.
I don't think they say anything about change in the question, right? They're saying only they're not satisfied with the deliverable. Imagine there is a company, since it's agile, let me take example of IT company, because I don't think agile means IT, just saying IT, putting example. You delivered some application to track weather report in your city. You deliver a product where, which is a mobile application, they track a weather, how the warmness of the day or coldness, right? And what it delivered, they're saying that it is not meeting what we want. So that's what they say there. They didn't tell about because of change, I'm unhappy. They just said deliverable is not happy. First, is it clear on the question?
Okay.
If that is clear on the question, then you have to go to the answer. Okay. Now, if you go to the answer, they're saying that nice, they came back, but they came back a little late in the game because you did this by iteration. You see that the answer in the second sentence, not second sentence.
Yeah.
Second iteration. Let's imagine we're doing 7 iterations to deliver that mobile application, which tracks a weather report. Second iteration, what you delivered, for that they are telling now it is not up to the mark. It is not meeting what they want. Now, the ask is the customer aware of why we do a demo on every iteration? Number one question. Number second question, are they aware of the DOD? Have you heard about DOD?
No.
Definition of done.
Definition of done.
Okay, now when you say DOD, Yana Bhaskar, are you in the current batch now of PMP?
No, Shri. You remember last 20th I attended exam and I couldn't make it because of internet connection. Yeah.
Sorry, maybe I didn't recall that.
Yeah.
Now, there is something called DOD in Agile, probably in the classes we discussed, or you can also see in the RETA book somewhere in scope management or in Agile practice guide, you will see that. If anywhere don't you see that, go and Google something about DOD, definition of done, which means when a demonstration is happening, there is something called DOD, definition of done, which talks about what says a particular work is called as completed. You cannot come few iterations later. Yeah, you can come. Nobody stops you, but you say, I'm not happy, which means you don't know what you mean by a demonstration of what customer is showing you, or team is showing you. You don't know what is called a definition of done. So look at the answer C, ensured that the customer was aware of value of demos and approval process. The approval process of deliverable is DOD. If a team is meeting DOD definition of done, it is an agreed checklist between both the parties. Your DOD is bullet points 1, 2, 3, 4. Your product is tested. Your product meets the criteria. Your product is approved by the customer. UAT has been done. User acceptance testing has been done. All these bullet points when it met, which means both the parties agree that this is what I want. If they say no, yeah, it's no. But if I'm clear on this segment, chances are I will not come late after 3 months or 8 months and tell that, no, this is not what I want. It's too late. Right? We can fix it. I'm not saying no, we can fix it, but it's too late, very expensive. The purpose of going to Agile is no need to carry these kind of issues late. We'll then and there fix it. That's called fail fast. So you can read this Agile practice guidebook.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. One more question. Question number 13. The agile team is tasked with building a version of smartphone shopping application suitable for older people. Marketing has not been able to find any volunteer test users fitting the profile. Which option would be most effective to ensure the best product value is delivered? Now, A is examine evaluation of similar competitor products. Ask older relatives about the price point they want. Remove eyeglasses when testing the user interface. Ask the product owner to run friendly test with older relatives. Now, the key word what I identified here is the most effective to ensure the best product value is delivered. Now, the best product value, what I thought is like, deliver it best. We need to check with the competitor's product as well. So the logic what I applied here was to examine and evaluate of similar competitor product would have been the best answer here.
Okay, let's look this product like this. They're telling the second sentence, marketing has not been able to find any volunteer to test user fitting the profile. When they say test, is this product ready or to be ready?
It is volunteer.
Is it ready? Is it ready or it is in development stage?
It is in development stage.
Very good. Now, where you will check the competitor product, is it before even you start the work or after in the testing stage? When you will see the competitor product?
I think
when
before,
isn't it? When you collect the requirements, you see the benchmark and competitors in the market. That's a good idea, but it's too late. It's now already in the test stage. Now, if you're going to check the what are you going to gain out of it? Of course, the answer is not super friendly answer. They're telling that ask the product owner to run friendly tests with the older relatives. Not a great answer. But out of all these four answers, that's better because you're going to check with some elderly people to see how it's fitting. We sometimes call as a persona. We sometimes call as more touch with the real users. That is fine. But a competitor is little, that should have been done when the requirement gathering is happening, not when the testing stage.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you for the feedback.
Keep up the momentum. Let's quickly jump to Dinesh.
Thanks, Sriram.
Hey, Dinesh.
Yeah, I will share my screen.
Yep. I can see Dinesh also. Nice to see you.
Yeah. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, visible.
This is on question number 22. In fact, I got the correct answer, but I don't know what's the difference between option A and option D.
I'm sorry, let me read the question. Read the question. Which of the following?
Which of the following represents the purpose of sprint review meeting best? The answer, option A, is team to present the product owner and the stakeholders. Functionality that is done. And I'll directly go to the option D. The purpose of the sprint review is for the team to present to the product owner and stakeholders functionality that is done. I think both are same, right? Means option A and option D.
Yeah, looks almost same. Let's see. Is there anything here? The purpose of look like it's added some few sentences before that. The purpose of sprint review is for the I don't see both the same.
Looks in fact, from the question they copied the same. The purpose of the sprint review.
One is with the addition of the purpose of, like in the school days, we write this question paper.
Exactly.
The Taj Mahal is in, man, tell me where it is.
I swear I used the same fundamental. I didn't copy first question. I directly start with the answer.
Should be fixed. Maybe there's some wrong, D should be a wrong answer. Somewhere they missed it. Okay. Thanks for pointing out. We'll work it out. You can pass it to us, Rahul. We'll fix it up.
Okay. Yep. On the next question, in fact, morning, I dropped a message to you, Sriram. You know what I'm doing? I'm attempting this lot of agile domain-wise questions.
Okay.
I see various new terms like Kano model, ESV
model. Okay.
SLOC and color code dots. So those are all terms from the the agile retrospective. There's a separate book estimating.
PMI ACP.
Yeah,
PMP or PMI ACP?
PMI ACP. No, I am applying for PMP.
Okay.
But I see all these terms in that retrospective, the another book, and as well as that estimating and practicing.
Yeah, you messaged me. You messaged me. I saw
Yeah,
the message. So point is, this question papers, what you see is a mix of from PMI ACP also. There is a reason you get those questions. Cano model is used in requirement gathering in PMI ACP. We talk about delighter, exciter requirements. But if you can learn from Mike Griffith book as a learning, good for you. But don't expect this in exam for PMP. PMP exam, they have only level 1 or little level 2 in Agile. In ACP, it will go to level 5, level 6. They start going a little deeper, much deeper. Don't expect that, but we kept it as learning because many people from PMP also go to PMI ACP. So let them also learn it. That's the reason we have these questions. So read in the question, read the justification, understand it. If you got a knowledge on that, leave it there. If not, if you want to read, go and read Mike Griffith a little bit. Don't go too deep. That's not for you. That book is only for PMI ACP.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, let's get to Jnana Bhaskar.
Hi, Shri. Yeah, I'm from Jan batch actually. So actually, I told you that last time, 28th, I attended the exam and it was disconnected due to internet connection and also. So the problem is after that, I just lost the momentum. So whatever I have. So okay, after that, I contacted the PMP and all again. They given the now it is on the dashboard, so I have to book that next slot. Yeah, I think. So I think next month maybe I'm thinking to take it up again. Maybe first week of second week. How to think?
Understand. Okay. So how many full exams you have done before you go to the exam?
5 I have done.
Okay. So what you do is take some short exams. You did 40 today?
Not today. Yesterday I had taken that 180 exam. So it's like 59% came. So after that I come to know that I lost momentum. Even when I'm taking the exam also, like I'm just simply clicking and not having that interest also. Yeah.
For make this momentum to happen, the date should be clear.
Okay.
Right. Without date, here and there. If you feel the date you want, I would say book it another couple of weeks. You're already in a prepared stage. Once you book the date, the rhythm will start coming back. Because you know your date is closer, you put your $500, sure that don't want to go waste. So get an energy. First book the date and then let's take some short exams. Don't go full, take some 10 questions. And then read some topics which you felt you could not read while you went for the first exam.
Okay.
Those days you are thinking, if I get another one day, I would read this topic. Now you have 1 month with you, but you not read the topic.
Yes. Actually, I was attempted almost 60 questions attempted. First break I have taken also 60 also. I thought very easy and going good and all. After break, it went happen like that.
It was the internet went down, right? When you were took the exam.
Yes. The center internet went down. Along with me, 2 or 3 people also faced the same problem.
Okay, so they gave a code and asked you to book the exam again.
Yeah, they just did a case ID. They just raised the case ID. After that, I went to the person. They have taken almost 2 weeks to get it done actually. So last week only I got that.
Yeah. Which city it is?
Bangalore.
Oh no, which center is this?
Bangalore, Shivaji Nagar.
Shivaji Nagar. Okay, I was looking at the same center. Okay.
It happens. It happens sometimes. Machine also the software crashes. Sometimes the Pearson software crashes. It get hanged in between the exam. So these are common things. They give the case study and then the case number and then you come back again.
Yes.
So answer to you, Bhaskar. I know I can see that what happens there. I would say please book the date. First book the date.
Yeah.
And then take some chapter test and then go for one more full exam. Sufficient. Keep it 2 weeks from now, then close the exam.
Sure. Then I'll start. Yeah, the problem is I just taken almost 1 week leave that time. Now I can't get that leaves and also I have to prepare for that.
The warmness is gone. The warmness is so tough.
Yes, yes.
This is the reason in the classes I keep pushing people, man, before the class warm goes, book your date and go forward.
Yeah, that's a big good thing actually. As you said, you need to book it, prepare for that one, take 2-3 days leave, get it done.
I'll tell you another 1 month if you leave, that's it. You'll try to see PMI will refund the money by anyone.
No, maybe almost I'm in that stage only. I have to come back. That's what I want to talk to you today. Connected.
You ask PMI, will you give me or at least give Amazon voucher? I'll buy dresses for my family. So stay in the rhythm and also look out for internal job opportunities using this PMP. Then only you'll get that heat of reading. I want to use it somewhere. It's not about certificate. I want to use it somewhere. When you know you want to use it, when you want to switch a job, you want to go for higher. Now you feel the importance of doing. If not, another paper. That's what.
Actually, I was thinking only I'm taking the PMP because I want to shift the job. So, so first that let it complete this one, then I can start doing that one. I was in that mood. So now, as you said, maybe I have to start looking to that one parallelly.
Get some slaps from family, spouse. That family bought a car. They are going to Spain for travel. What the hell you are doing, man? That's enough to clear PMP. You go on. Okay, great.
Okay.
Good job. Keep up and keep me stay in touch with me on WhatsApp.
Sure. Thank you.
Sure. Bye. All right, let's go to Lata. Hey, Lata.
Hey, hi, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I attempted my first mock today.
Very good.
I messaged you WhatsApp as well.
Okay.
Like I scored 59%. But still, it is sad to see better luck next time you fail the test.
I believe Moni saw your message. How was your time management for this first exam?
Yeah, time management was good. I left with like 6 to 5 minutes was there still. But I didn't take any break in between. So, no, I didn't took a break actually.
Then use more time. Okay.
In between, like only one break I took actually, but is not that is not 10 minutes complete break, 5 to 6 minutes only.
I would recommend the exam you can do it, but for now that's fine. First exam, that's how it will be, because for 4 hours you never did. This is the first time. Now the score is actually good for the first. Now I would have said the audio message to you. You have to analyze. If you observe last few minutes, I have conveyed some message to people here how to analyze. Right? You have to focus on the question and see that area and see your knowledge, gap in the knowledge. You read, but you didn't apply. Those things you have to understand. Once you do this for next 2-3 days, then go for next full exam.
Okay. So I have one more doubt. So as I said, July 2nd will be like the deadline. After that, my application will get expired. So is it okay? Is it okay if I have to book a slot, or I should wait for another 2 full mocks? Or
no, you can book it now. How is your office work? Can you do it in the month of May itself, or you want to do in the June middle?
June, mid-June. I'm planning like 15th June.
Yeah, do that June. Also, check out how can you take leave for 3-4 days before the exam to have some.
That I can manage. And I have one question, like the mock, today's mock. So I can share my screen.
Yep, let's do it. Okay, let's go quicker. Geeta, still your hands up there? You have questions today?
Yes, Sriram, only one question. It is a math, but even though it won't come, I have one doubt, simple doubt.
Okay. Yeah, please go ahead, Lata.
Yeah, the question is 11th question. A project is being implemented. The research and development team communicates to the project manager that the product's requirement have changed. So these changes were not anticipated, may significantly influence potential sales numbers and could impact project scope. Which action should the project manager take? So first thing that triggered in my mind is this is something related to the risk, and these changes were not anticipated. So that's why I thought it's like a management reserves or something. So that's why I marked review the risk management plan and understand, identify risk responses. So, but the answer is evaluate the impacts to cost, stakeholders, quality, and risk using the perform integrated change control. I thought of this as well, but perform integrated change control is like you're already accepting the change and you're like implementing. So before that, we have to analyze the change. If we implement the change, what is the impact of other constraints as well?
Yeah.
So that is a little bit confusing.
Yeah, the answer D says evaluate. Starts with the word evaluate. So you're going to evaluate how this new changes coming inside will have impact on different areas. So when you say evaluate is a step in perform integrated change control. Only after evaluation, we will know whether this is a risk or not a risk. And that will be added in the risk management if needed.
Oh, okay.
Right. So see what you're telling answer A is reviewing the risk management plan to understand, identify risk responses. So here also not addressing the problem. You are going to see risk management plan, how this project team will do risk response. That's what you're learning here. Answer A is only a learning. It's not any action. Whereas B is an action where you look at cost, stakeholder, quality, risk. Yes, needed, it can be added in the risk register. Needed. But first thing you have to evaluate, is it first doable, feasible, problematic? If nothing is there, we just put it down.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what the answer is.
I had one more question, but someone already asked about that old relative, the mobile app application. So I got it. So
good.
Yeah, that's it. So,
thanks, Nita. Let's quickly.
Gita.
Hey, Gita. Yes. Are you in mute mode? After consulting several groups of SMEs, a project manager gets gets 3 duration. That's struggling with the mic. Let me see if I can unmute you.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, Gita, please go ahead.
Okay. Okay, this is the 127th question. After consulting several group of SMEs, a project manager gets 3 duration estimates from the 3 groups. So this is about this, formula O plus 4 M plus P divided by 6. This is this beta deviation like that. How could they take this, which is O and which is M and which is P? There is no information given much here.
SME, a project manager gets 3 duration estimates from the 3 groups. Okay, 32, 38, respectively. What is the estimated development method? Explanation: this method is called per 3-point or average and gives an estimate of 16 for, from where they get 4. First of all, what is 16 there? Oh, here it is. 8 plus 4 into 14. Okay, 2 things are not explained here. One is what they mean by 14, 32, and 8.
Yeah.
And it is not also explained how they went with the weighted average.
Yeah, based upon that, when we can choose the formula, right?
Exactly. Both are here, not here. But the numbers give a vague idea that something highest number will be pessimistic. Is it true?
That I'm not aware of it. Yeah, they have given like that only. Pessimistic, they have given us highest value. They have given highest value for pessimistic.
We'll solve the question. What is in your real life English word pessimistic, optimistic mean?
Most likely it happen always.
Yeah. Pessimistic is an end, extreme end. Is that correct?
Are
you aware of it?
I think so, yeah. Yes. Yeah.
If you're not aware of it, English word pessimistic is extreme. Pessimistic.
Yeah. Yes.
Optimistic is another extreme.
Yes. Positive side.
When you see both the extremes, yeah, that's what the number 32 and 8. But the only question is, we don't have a detail about risk management related, how this company is doing risk management. If this company is doing a good risk management, then you go for a weighted average. That is why the most likely comes. Now, since they said a group of SMEs are coming in, so we think that this company is doing good job because you bring SME to talk about it.
Okay.
When SME comes in, we assume that they may have a good risk handling ability also. Whether this question is a little tricky, no detail here, but everything is going by assumption. By assumption, you have to go with the calculation.
Yes. Hope
Yeah,
this won't be there in the PMI like this type of.
Be happy if you get such question. It will be more crazy than this if you get a PERT with such numbers.
But we need some calculation to know.
I'm hearing crazy question comes in PERT. They use some different numbers, different calculations. This is most easy. You could have answered easily.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, this is, I know this is purely assumptions. You don't have a clarity. I can go with you. But you have to take a little time to understand, okay, pessimistic, optimistic, both extreme. That is how it works. Yep.
Yes, Shrira. Okay.
All right. Good.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot for everyone participating here today. And first time we started with Sunday. I believe this goes well. We'll see the same batch coming up in the next 2 weeks and more people inviting here with the questions with the proper analysis. You take time to analyze on Saturday test, come back on Sunday, we'll talk about it. People who are watching recording, and you can put your comments in your YouTube channel or talk to us. We'll be happy to come back with some answers. Catch you all in the next session. Have a good time. See you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shri.
Thank you, Shri.